Tom Hardy's Havoc is nothing short of a god-level action film. If you can overlook a few VFX imperfections, this chaotic blend of raw action, mafia underworld, and political conspiracy will absolutely grip you. The story begins with Walker, a police officer haunted by his past. He deeply regrets a particular incident. Some days ago, he and a few corrupt colleagues stole cash and drugs from a secured police vault. During the heist, a man lay bleeding on the ground in front of him, but Walker couldn't save him. Even now, he tortures himself with the question, why did I let that happen? Meanwhile, a few of Walker's old associates are chasing down three criminals, Mia, Charlie, and Jerry, who are escaping in a truck loaded with narcotics. As Officer Jack gets dangerously close to their vehicle, Mia and Charlie hurl a washing machine out of the back of the truck, smashing it onto Jack's car. The impact is brutal. Jack is severely injured. Jack's partners, Vince and another officer, rush in to help him. Cut to Walker standing in a store, shopping for Christmas gifts for his wife Mary and daughter Suzanne. It's Christmas Eve, and despite everything, Walker doesn't want to disappoint them. Mary has grown increasingly resentful. Walker can barely provide for the family, let alone make them happy. Suddenly, Walker spots a news broadcast on the store's TV. A politician, Lawrence, is addressing the press. Don't misunderstand, I'm not this city's weakness, I am its strength. But Walker knows better. The two share a dark past, once closely connected. He can see right through Lawrence's lies. We then cut to Walker's partner, Ellie, in a heated argument with a man who abuses his wife daily. Ellie asks him to step outside to talk. When he refuses, she loses her temper and pushes him down a flight of stairs. Walker shouts, "You shouldn't have interfered like that." Though Walker usually avoids meddling in people's personal matters, when it comes to his principles, he never backs down. Meanwhile, the three criminals reach a Chinese mobster named Ching to hand over the stolen drugs. Mia owes Ching a lot of money, and this heist was her only chance to repay the debt. If she failed, Ching's men would have killed her. Inside Ching's den is his nephew Choi. Mia and Charlie leave Jerry in the car and head inside with the drugs. But suddenly, a car screeches to a halt outside. Three masked men armed with rifles storm out. At the same moment, Ching receives a chilling message on his phone. Get out. Now. But it's too late. The masked gunmen barge in and open fire, mercilessly killing everyone inside. By sheer luck, Mia and Charlie survive. Jerry had warned them just in time. However, a security camera secretly captures Charlie's face. Walker and Ellie arrive at the crime scene. The floor is littered with bodies. The precision of the gunfire suggests that no one was meant to survive. Reviewing the CCTV footage, Walker spots Charlie and instantly recognizes him, not as just another criminal, but as Lawrence's son. Realizing the political weight of this discovery, Walker goes straight to Lawrence. The politician threatens him, "Bring my son back alive, no matter what. Or, I'll expose your involvement in the vault heist." Walker, under pressure, agrees, but only under one condition. "You must promise never to interfere in my life again." Lawrence nods. The scene then shifts to Susie, the Triad Queen, mother of Choi, and the ruthless boss of the entire Triad Syndicate. When Susie learns that her son Choi has been killed, she erupts in fury. Storming into Ching's hideout, she guns down several of his men and points her weapon directly at him. "Find out who killed my son," she growls, "and if you fail, I'll bury you right beside his corpse." Ching doesn't waste a second. He unleashes his entire network across the city to hunt down the assassin responsible for Choi's death. Meanwhile, Walker visits a man who had been hospitalized after being shot at the bar that night. He shows him Charlie's photo and asks, "Is this the guy who opened fire at the bar?" The man replies, "No, there were three of them, wearing hockey masks. They didn't just shoot, they butchered our boss and his men like animals." This shifts Walker's suspicion away from Charlie. He heads straight to the hospital to check in on his old friend Jack. There, he meets Vince, another longtime ally. Vince tells him, "We know about Charlie. You and I both worked for Lawrence once. If his son really is involved in this, we can't just sit back." Walker remains silent. He knows that if anyone finds out about his deal with Lawrence, his entire career will be over. He then visits Jack's hospital room and finds Mary, Jack's wife, waiting there. Mary says, "When Jack regained consciousness for a moment, he kept asking for you. He said you're all heading towards something dangerous. But I didn't understand what he meant." The story then flashes back to the night of the heist. when Walker, Vince, and a few others broke into the police's secret storage room to steal cash and drugs. Suddenly, a man appeared out of nowhere. Mistaking him for a security guard, Vince and Walker panicked and killed him. Later, they found out he was an undercover officer. Back in the present, Walker assures Mary, "Don't worry. Whatever Jack said has nothing to do with us." Meanwhile, Mia is planning to flee the country with help from her uncle, Rahul. He tries to reason with her, "Leave Charlie behind. His father has power. Even if Charlie gets caught, his father will pull strings to save him. But you, I'm the only one left to protect you." But Mia refuses. "Just help us escape. We'll handle the rest." Reluctantly, Rahul agrees. He gives her a phone and says, "Keep this with you, always." Mia and Charlie then go on the run. Back at the precinct, Walker's superior confronts him. "You knew about Charlie's whereabouts and said nothing. From now on, Ellie and Officer Richardson will handle the case." Walker knows that if Richardson takes the lead, things will spiral out of control. Once his superior leaves, he turns to Ellie. "You have to trust me. Everything I'm doing, it's to catch the real criminals." Ellie, who has always believed in Walker, doesn't cut him off. She tells him, "There's a guy named Rahul. He knows Mia well. You should go talk to him." The scene shifts to Lawrence, who is traveling with his secretary. Suddenly, two men block their car. In a flash, they kill the driver and the secretary, then drag Lawrence out of the vehicle. These men work for Susie. She now knows that Charlie, Lawrence's son, was present during the bar shooting, the same night her son Choi was killed. She calls Lawrence and says, "I came all this way to bury my son, but now I want yours instead." The call ends. The two men grab Lawrence and force him into a different vehicle. Elsewhere, Walker arrives at Rahul's house. The moment Rahul sees him, he rushes inside to hide Mia's passport, but it's too late. Walker catches the move. "Tell me everything," he demands. "Where are Mia and Charlie?" Rahul nervously says, "I don't know anything." But Walker plays smart. He forces Rahul to unlock his phone and keeps it with him. In a cold, calm voice, he warns, "You don't know me. We never spoke. That's the best thing for you." Rahul is left speechless. Walker then signals the officers waiting outside. They storm in and arrest Rahul. Though the case officially belonged to Officer Richardson, Walker had already made up his mind. He was going to run this investigation his own way without telling anyone. Meanwhile, Ching's and Susie's men capture Jerry and drag him to one of their hideouts. Trembling with fear, Jerry pleads, "Please don't kill me. I know Charlie's girlfriend Mia really well. Just give me a chance. I can find her." Susie pauses, thinking. But whether they'll actually catch Charlie remains uncertain. We cut to Walker again. He finally tracks Mia down. The moment Mia sees her passport in Walker's hand, she realizes he's a cop. Without a second thought, she tries to run, but Walker stops her. "Don't be afraid. I'm working for Charlie's father, Lawrence. I only need one thing from you. Where is Charlie right now?" Mia refuses to give up Charlie's location. Before Walker can press further, Vince and his crew arrive. Suddenly, Mia screams, "That's him! That's the guy who shot up the bar that night." Walker freezes in disbelief. He never imagined the real killer was his own friend, Vince. "Why, Vince? Why did you do it?" Walker asks. Vince growls, "You mean nothing to me. We're here to take the girl." Walker refuses. "You're not taking her, not while I'm still breathing." Suddenly, Walker notices more men approaching from behind. Susie's gang. They'd found this location through Jerry. Vince tries to negotiate, but one of Susie's men attacks him. Vince is injured, and a brutal fight breaks out. It's chaos. Walker, Mia, Charlie, Vince, Susie's men, all battling one another. Everyone wants to capture Mia and Charlie. Somehow, Walker overpowers them all and manages to drag Charlie outside to safety. But there's a problem. Mia and Rahul are still inside. Rahul realizes he won't survive against Susie's killers. In one final act of sacrifice, he shoves Mia through the door and slams it shut behind her. Susie's men storm in and gun Rahul down. Outside, Walker rushes to a car and escapes with Mia and Charlie. But just as they speed off, Tina, a high-ranking triad enforcer, steps in front of the vehicle. She tries to block them, but Walker swerves hard, narrowly avoiding her and her men. Before leaving, Tina shoots Jerry dead. He was of no further use. But Tina doesn't realize. She's still chasing the wrong man. Susie's real target isn't Charlie. It's Vince, the true killer. But now, even if Walker wanted to prove that, he might not be able to. Moments later, Ellie and the other officers arrive at the scene. Walker quickly calls Ellie. "Get to Jack!" Now he's in danger. He explains everything. The three men in hockey masks, it was Vince and his crew. They attacked the bar to retrieve cocaine that Mia had stolen. And if Jack knows too much, they'll kill him too. Walker pleads. "Ellie, I need you to trust me, just this once." Ellie is stunned. Though doubt lingers in her mind, she decides to believe him, for now, and heads straight for the hospital. But what neither of them know is that Ching has already reached the hospital to finish off Jack. Meanwhile, Vince calls Ching. "Why did you send your men to kill us?" Ching replies, "They weren't my men. And after what happened, no gang in the city will buy from us." That one line reveals everything. The person who messaged Ching to escape that night was Vince. They'd been secretly working together all along. The bar shooting, the masked attack, it was all Vince's plan to steal everything from Choi and disappear. Vince and his crew had looted Choi's cocaine and were planning to strike a deal with Ching. At that very moment, Ellie arrives at the hospital. She checks the CCTV monitor and sees Ching is already on Jack's floor, and he's there to kill him. But by the time Ellie reaches the room, Ching has already done the job. Now he tries to escape, using Mary, Jack's wife, as a human shield. Ellie calmly warns him, "Let her go. Move forward slowly." But instead, Ching shoves Mary to the floor and shoots her before fleeing. Ellie chases him down. After an intense pursuit through the hospital, she finally catches Ching. Meanwhile, Walker has taken Charlie and Mia to a safe house. From there, he calls Lawrence and gives him their location. But what he doesn't realize is that the call is picked up by Susie. Soon after, Ellie arrives at Walker's home and asks Mary, "Do you have any idea where Walker could be?" Mary replies, "He has an old cabin, belonged to his father. I think that's where he took them." Now, all the major players are converging. Ellie bringing Ching, Susie and Lawrence heading for the cabin to capture Charlie. On the way, Lawrence pleads with Susie, "I can't see my son suffer anymore. He still hasn't recovered from his mother's death. If I lose him, I'll die too." Susie, being a mother herself, hesitates for a moment, but then the image of her dead son flashes in her mind, and her sympathy vanishes. Before heading to the cabin, Ellie makes one final move. She tells Ching, "Lure Vince and his men here with a deal." Ching complies. When Vince arrives, Ellie pulls her gun and captures him and one of his men. Back at the cabin, Walker faces off against Susie's gang. One after another, he takes them down. Suddenly, Tina, a martial arts expert, steps in. A fierce hand-to-hand battle breaks out between her and Walker. During the chaos, Susie's men capture Charlie and Mia. Susie hands Lawrence a gun. "Finish them." Lawrence lifts the gun, but Charlie steps forward. "I've already lost too many people in my life. I don't want to make another mistake." Just then, Ellie arrives and shouts, "Susie, Charlie didn't kill your son. The real killer was Ching." Susie is stunned. She never imagined Ching could betray her. Trying to save himself, Ching blurts out, "No, I didn't kill Choi. It was Vince and his crew." Now the blame shifts squarely onto Vince. At that moment, one of Vince's men attacks Ellie and aims his gun at Charlie. But before he can shoot, Lawrence jumps in, taking the bullet to save his son. And just like that, the final war begins. Ching lunges at Susie and kills her in a fit of rage. Vince, in turn, shoots Ching dead. For the drugs. Walker defeats Tina and rejoins the fight. Now, Walker and Ellie stand side by side, fighting Vince and his remaining men. Fueled by fury, Charlie picks up a gun and takes out one of Vince's men. Vince tries to escape, racing toward a train. But what he doesn't realize is, Walker doesn't let enemies walk away. Walker shouts, "Don't move!" Vince ignores him, raises his gun, and Walker unloads a barrage of bullets, ending Vince for good. With Vince's death, the bloody chapter comes to a close. Walker turns to Ellie. "Arrest me. I've done things I can never be forgiven for." Ellie pauses, then gently smiles. "Don't worry, I'll make sure Suzanne gets the Christmas gift you brought for her." And that's how Havoc 2025 ends. A tale of betrayal, bloodshed, redemption, and a man trying to make peace with his past. If you enjoyed this intense story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another recap. I'll be back soon with more thrilling stories. Until then, stay safe and stay curious.